again, I think the only team to push back against this was Ferrari, because they've
Before this regulation, it was
yeah, yeah,
mostly about breaking points and then tire management. Now it's going to be energy
yeah,
deployments and more strategic. And I
they're
think they
calling it refinements.
okay,
Yeah,
we'll call it refinements then.
no, they are calling it refinements, not me. First, obviously, the first big change or refinement, if you want to call it, is the harvesting of
Hmm.
energy. So the maximum permitted recharge is down to 7 megajoules, which
Yes.
was previously 8 megajoules, which means that the cars are going to rely slightly less on the electrical power and a little bit more on the combustion engine. So like drivers will be able to push harder and more
Yeah.
consistently. So we've all seen that,
Crossing in corners. Yeah.
the sudden energy drain. So that's hopefully not going to happen as much. And the second one is
Power deployment.
they've changed, yeah, yeah, power deployment. So the super clipping power, they've actually increased it, which seems counterintuitive to me, but we'll see what happens. But so from 250 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, and the boost button or the manual override that they use, the overtake button or
Yeah.
whatever it's called. So they they have introduced a cap for it now, so to which is 150 kilowatts. So it will prevent like the sudden extreme performance swings,
Hmm.
which would kind of catch the other drivers off guard. About other than the energy deployment and harvesting is the new trial of the restart procedure.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Obviously, the previous cars had the heat recovery units, which the new cars don't have anymore. So they all suffer what is called a turbo lag, right? So
Yeah.
sometimes, as we've all seen, like the cars are just stationary on the grid and everybody else is zooming past them. Again, I think the only team to push back against this was Ferrari, because they've
Oh
specifically
yes, that's
built
gonna
their
be yeah.
engine with a smaller turbo, right, to solve that turbo lag problem. So